Good morning. Okay, we're gonna do my evening routine, my new evening routine, which includes DIY masking. And it's a change for me because I was doing a lot of toners and essences, and I don't know if you watched any of my older skincare videos where, you know, I go through my really extra, goodness knows how many step day and evening routines, which at the time really worked for me because my skin was very dehydrated. I needed a lot more help just improving, you know, the hydration and the quality of my skin. And I'm kind of at the point now where my skin's in pretty good shape most of the time. And I also am I have less time because work is been a bit busier and things like that. So I'm trying to streamline my routine a bit more, but at the same time still be able to do all the things kind of that I was doing before, so I get the same results and effects, layering 300 million toners and essences, which by the way is fantastic. And you know, you do whatever works for you. So I'm going to mention a bunch of products. You don't need to. I'm talking to my mom and my sister here mostly because they were asking me. I was talking to my mom and she was like, what have you been doing to your skin? It's looking really good right now. Anyway, so you don't need to use every single product that I'm using or recommending or whatever. And in fact, I'm not even recommending, okay? This is just what I do. And really, you just need products that are similar, that you like, that work for you. At the moment, I'm working through a toner that I'm trying to use up. And I'm working through a bunch of serums and things like that. So, you know, just use what works and what serums and essences you want to use. And, you know, use whatever works for you. And you can target different things when you do this. And so I would say just be careful. If you watch a lot of videos on YouTube, they will tell you don't use any actives underneath the mask because the mask pushes everything deeper into your skin. It can overstimulate and you could have a reaction if it's too active. I would say do whatever your skin can tolerate because my skin is pretty resilient. You know, I've been using retinol, tretinoin, vitamin A, like the pure form vitamin A from my doctor for almost 20 something, 30 years now. So my skin can really handle retinoids. So I can use like a very gentle, for example, like the ordinary 2% Granactive retinoid, which is very gentle to me, underneath the mask. So what I would do is layer, you know, a toner or an essence, the retinoid, and then, you know, something else in the mask. So I'm gonna go through what I'm doing after that very long introduction. I've already cleansed my face. It is daytime, if you can see out that window. But by the time I get through and do it in the evening, I'm just so zonked out. I don't have the energy to talk in front of a camera. So I'm doing this a bit later in the day, but daytime, but I'm not going anywhere today. I'm just at home, I'm working. So it doesn't matter if I do this earlier. So the first thing I do is you will want to get some of these like compressed face sheet masks. I don't know where my mom got these because she came, I went to visit her one day and she was like, oh, look, I've got this bag of 100 sheet masks. You want a bunch? And anyway, she gave me a handful of them and I finally started using them and it has transformed my skin. I do this maybe, I want to say 4 to 5 times a week when I have the time or when I remember. And it has replaced the step of layering the toners and the essences and the serums. And then I just go in with maybe an active on top when I'm done with all of that, and then moisturizer, and I call it a night. So that's kind of what it is, but I'll step you through everything. And I apologize in advance. This is going to be very long-winded because I feel like I should explain a bunch of stuff. Also, I just dermaplaned my face last night, and I'm not hating it as much anymore because I think I've kind of figured out, like, you know, after a while, what to do, how to do it, things like that. I did still nick myself right there. I don't know if you can see it. So it still happens, but not as bad as it used to. So anyway, it looks like this. It's basically just compressed. I put it in a little jar like that. And this is the most fun part. I am currently using my Atomy milk conditioner. You can use anything, any kind of toner or whatever. And there are lots of videos on YouTube for DIY sheet mask and like using different cotton pads or whatever. But, you know, I use these. And then I just pour this in. You want to use a fair bit of it. And then that's the fun part, is watching it grow. Like, how cool is that? And then I add a little bit more, and it grows a little bit more. And it does really absorb everything. And you just want to make sure that this is, you know, sort of like very, very juicy. And you kind of go until you go, oh, okay, that's very saturated. So I'm just gonna, and then what I do is I open this up. I like this one with the black writing. I'll try to find some. They might have some on Amazon. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I like this one because it fits my whole face. My mom says it's a bit big on her face, so she kind of cuts it and uses like the excess bits like on other parts, like on her neck and stuff. So maybe she's got a smaller face than I do. I need to get a pair of scissors because they're kind of connected on the nose right here. I don't know if you can see it. I like to snip that so it shapes around my nose a little bit better. And that just opens it up a bit. And then what I do, and this doesn't dry out real fast, so it's okay until I put everything else on. So at the moment I'm using up my Dr. Lewinn Line Smoothing Complex Toning Mist. That's all I have left. And then I'll be done. So I just put some on my face. I don't do much on my neck, and then I do my neck later because it kind of drips down a bit anyway. And the nice thing about these masks is they stay put. So I don't have to worry about them, what do you call that? Not like absorbing properly. And I can't talk once I've got the mask on, so, and it's a bit weird. So I'm gonna talk through this as I go. And today I'm going to add a bit of my COSRX Peptide 6 Peptide Skin Booster Serum. There's not much. That's all I've got left of it. So I'm just going to put that. My skin likes peptides, so I'm going to just toss some of that on. It's, you know, you want to sort of lay it on fairly thick and then just let it sit and absorb. And I'm working through 3 serums, the numbuz #1 serum, which is the Glossy serum, the TOCOBO Bifida Biome essence, a bit thicker is helpful, and the 3W Clinic Collagen Whitening Essence. This one, believe it or not, I hated it on my skin. I didn't feel like it was doing much, but as a serum underneath the mask, oh, it's amazing. I was talking to my mom last night. I said it was effing phenomenal. She was like, it's a double F, is it? I said, yeah. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm just going to use that because I'm almost done. And I'm generous, okay? I'm very generous with this because you really want, like, so I pump it onto my little spatula thingy. If I have something that's in a pipette, like this one, I just dribble it on. But this is kind of hard to control, so I just pump it. And you can see I'm pumping a lot of it on. And this is very affordable. This is like under $10 on Stylevarna. So, you know, I don't mind being generous with it, and my skin loves it. So I just keep doing that until, you know, I have probably way too much. And one of the things is, once you've got the mask on, leave it on for 10 or 20 minutes, and you want to keep it on till it's still slightly damp, but mostly not dripping wet, but not bone dry. Because what happens is, when it's bone dry, what will happen is that after all the moisture has absorbed into your skin, it will start to draw it out, the mask, to maintain the moisture or the wetness. And you don't want to do that because, you know, you don't want to actually get rid of the hydration. So as you can see, I've been very generous. It's probably quite drippy. You know, if you ever buy a sheet mask, it comes with a lot of juice. This is why, because you want all that juice plastered onto your skin and then absorbed. I normally, and the nice thing about these is they kind of stay on your face. And this one does stay on the face really well. And I set a timer for 20 minutes and off I go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to set the timer now. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes.
Good afternoon, Deanna. 20 minutes, starting now.
So 20 minutes works well for me. And as you can see, that dripped a bit, but that's okay. You do want it to be fairly wet. And it's not a cute look, okay? Just don't expect to be cute doing this. And then just wait. Okay, so I will come back in about 20 minutes and finish off this routine. Hi, I'm back and looking a bit odd. As I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the mask has dried out somewhat. It's still not, it's not bone dry. It's still a little bit, like, slightly damp. You don't want bone dry. And you can see there's nothing really dripping off my face or anything like that. I was very generous today with the serum because I was trying to make a point. So you know, you can go heavy, go light, whatever. And I know, you know, some of you are gonna go like, but Deanna, that's 20 minutes sitting there. I usually read, or, you know, I can do things because it does stick pretty well. So, you know, I can get up and do things, but I don't because normally it's in the evening. I'm trying to relax and chill. Sometimes I sit and work at my laptop with the bed desk in bed. And see, it doesn't take much sort of smoothing to get it all rubbed in. And so normally, this is where if I want to layer on an active or a little bit of an active, I will. Normally my actives, I tend to do my actives in the morning. And I know people are like, oh, you know, you don't want to do that in the morning and the light is bad and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I wear a lot of sunscreen. So, and I don't go out much. I work from home. So I think it's okay. I mean, for me, you know, it depends on how active you are, how much you're in the sun. You know, if you're in a job where you're outside all the time and you're in the sun all the time, you know, do things a little bit differently. My mom said she used to do the sheet mask in the morning when she woke up really early because she had the time. But she hasn't had the time recently. So I said, do it at night before you go to sleep. And, you know, because she's trying to chill and relax and wind down from a really busy day because she's working on a really big project at the moment. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, just kind of chill and, you know, lie down in bed and read a book or play Sudoku, which is the world's most horrible, addictive, but horrible game. It's a really mean game, but that's me going off on a tangent. But anyway, so that's just what it looks like, you know, when it's done. And my face actually feels really juicy and really plump. My mom calls these mochi cheeks. If you're wondering what a mochi is, I have videos about mochi. Go watch those. And yeah, so what am I going to do? Do I want actives? Let me talk to you about a few things. Okay, I've got this prescription tretinoin 0.1% and hydroquinone 3%. It's very, very strong. And the reason I have it is because with the menopause, I have been getting hyperpigmentation like all around here. And it makes me look like I've got a beard or a mustache. And that's normal with menopause. And that's how you treat it. And if you don't want to do the strong prescription thing because your skin can't handle it or whatever, do the retinol, the retinoid or whatever. But you will need some kind of vitamin A, retinoid, retinol, tretinoin to deal with that, which may or may not be relevant, but whatever. So what am I going to do today? I will do a little bit of active because I didn't do any actives last night, but I think I'll go easy. And I will just do my Beauty of Joseon Revive Eye Serum, Ginseng, and Retinol. And I've talked about this before. I think I talked about it in a haul, maybe. But this is a really, really nice, effective, but gentle retinol. I do like it very much. I'm finding I'm liking it a lot, and I'm blowing through it really fast because I'm using it like everywhere. Face, neck, and I'm using it every day because it's gentle enough and I have not reacted to it at all. So I've been able to continue to use it every day. And I kind of just felt like my skin needed a bit more actives recently. You know, listen to your skin and adjust because, you know, your skin is a living organism and nothing ever stays the same. And if you need to make a change, make a change. Actually, part of the reason my skin also feels extra smooth today is because I dermaplaned last night, and that helps. I do need to touch up the tint on my eyebrows tonight, though. So this is what I do. Once the, you know, the serum's soaked in and everything, and etc., I throw on an active. I don't do that every night. Every time I do sometimes. It kind of just depends on how my skin feels. But today I'm in the mood for a gentle active, which is what that retinol is. And then I do a moisturizer. At the moment, I'm working through, I think I mentioned it. Hang on, I'll grab it. All these eye creams, but Korean eye creams are gigantic. Look at the size of this eye cream. Okay, and I can't use it up. I don't like it on my eyes, so I'm using it on my face. And it's the Atomy Eye Cream. They've repackaged and rebranded it, so this is technically discontinued, but it's not. It's just like got new, and they're calling it the something eye cream. I forget. But anyway, this is in my morning skincare routine too. I've listed that as my sort of moisturizer, and I've got it in one of these airless pump containers, and I put that on. So this is a lot of hydration. And because I can't help myself, and I'm a little bit extra, and honestly, part of it is also because I'm trying to use up this seemingly never-ending container of a hydrating overnight mask from Kiehl's that I have had for absolutely forever. I'm looking at the date on it because I date all my stuff. You know, like, you know, I put down when I've started something, and, you know, you'll probably be awfully shocked at some of those dates. But my philosophy is basically, if it doesn't smell bad, if it doesn't feel bad, if it hasn't changed texture and it's not growing mold and it's not funky, I'm going to just keep using it. So I'm just going to move this over because I'm going to grab my Kiehl's Ultra Facial Overnight Hydrating Mask, which again, I've put in one of these airless pumps. It just protects it a little bit better. And it, you know, in other than like an open jar like that I open and it's, you know, exposed to air. And I just pump out what I need. And I use the tiniest amount of this because it can get very sticky, and a little goes a very long way by the time I had all of the stuff on. And I don't do the moisturizer like every night. I tend to do the moisturizer more during the day. And then the overnight mask. But sometimes I kind of feel like my skin needs a little bit of extra moisture and extra juiciness. So that's what I do. And then that's it. So that's my night routine. And then, you know, I let that sink in. I don't achieve it every night, but I try to get to this step by sort of, you know, at least a half hour before I go to sleep. But I don't always accomplish that. I try to do it earlier if I can. And then if I do manage to do it earlier, I will pop on like an hour or half hour before I go to sleep. So that gets a chance to absorb. The Some By Me Yuja Nia Bright Sleep Mask. It's basically like a vitamin C hydrating sleep mask. And it's very gentle and very hydrating. And it is like a bit yellow. And I love this. I always try to put this on my face. I've got a little bit on here now, so I'm just going to pop it on the back of my hands on my face before I go to sleep, because more than any other product that I use, this Some By Me Yuja Nia Bright Sleep Mask. And also the other one I use is the a Yuzu sleep mask, and I forget the name. Is it Summer Friday or Saturday Skin? I think it's Saturday Skin. It's a Korean brand that I got some freebies using my points on. I'll mention it in the description because I don't have one to show you. But I got it as a little freebie sample from Sephora, and I fell in love with it because, again, it's very similar to the Some By Me one, but my face just felt so soft and so smooth in the morning after using it. And I was just absolutely loving it. And I was cashing in all my Sephora points to get those little, was it like 5 ml or 10 ml little, you know, samples, which does last a fair while. But then I looked at buying a tub of it, and 50 mils was $55, $60 or something like that. And I was like, whoa, that's really expensive. And I didn't know this, but I was sort of surfing or scrolling one of the Korean websites, I forget, Korean online beauty websites one day, and I noticed that they had it there. And I got that, you know, it was on sale. And the Korean websites are amazing because they always have some kind of coupon code. There's always some kind of a sale going on and some kind of a deal going on. And I wasn't going to spend $50, $60 for it at Sephora. But I think I got it for like under $15 for the same full-size 50 ml jar. So I got one. So when I'm done with this, and I'm almost done with this, I will use that one. I will crack into that one next, and it's really, really, really lovely. But it's a Yuzu sleeping mask. It's some kind of a vitamin C sleeping mask. I've kind of seen in general, sorry, tangent. If you've been watching my videos long enough, you know I tend to go off in tangents. They have, I've seen and I've been looking at them because I have discovered that rather than a moisturizer, which I do like, and I do put a moisturizer underneath and then have the sleeping mask on top to like lock everything in, which is a wonderful combination. I've been looking into sleeping masks and I've seen some propolis hydrating ones. Obviously, you know, Kiehl's and Paula's Choice both have their ultra extra hydrating overnight sleeping masks. My mom uses the Paula's Choice one because she had like buy 3 for the price of 2, and then I don't know, whatever kind of a discount she got. So, you know, she's still working through those, which is why I say you don't need to just go out and buy what I tell you to buy, or, you know, what I say I'm using. Just use what you have that's similar or works the same, and use it up first. Don't waste anything you have, or don't throw anything you have away. It's still perfectly good. So just use it up. And it's more about the technique and how you use it and what you're doing with it and your consistency. Consistency is really, really, really important. You know, if you're only going to do this once a week or once a month or once a fortnight or whatever it is, it's not going to do any good. You only will start to see results if you do it consistently. And when I say consistently, depending on the routine, either once or twice a day, or the product once or twice a day, almost every day. So, you know, 4, 5, 6 times a week, or double that if you're doing twice a day. You know, that's what will help you to see results. And I say this because, you know, when I was sick last year and I was in hospital for almost a month, I literally didn't do anything to my face, and I couldn't get to the bathroom. I couldn't wash up, you know, and I needed help to, you know, brush my teeth. And so washing up and washing my face and doing skincare was really low on the priority list. And you know, I probably washed my face like, I don't know, it's not cute, but I probably washed my face like once a week and moisturized once a week. And my skin wasn't terrible at the end of it, but, you know, it did sort of suffer. But it did, you know, come back because I had been looking after my skin previously. So it kind of, it's like your health and your body, your skin is similar, where it really depends on like your baseline of where you're starting from. And, you know, if you're going up and then if you plateau and then you go down, you know, the dips, and, you know, if you look at it as a graph, the peaks and valleys can be sort of, you know, more level. Instead of doing this, it might be, you know, doing this. So consistency is key, and just to, you know, just keep doing it, because I've been doing this masking thing for, I want to say fairly consistently, for probably 3 to 4 weeks, give and take. And what is it, 3 or 4 weeks? How many of these little mask things did my mom get? Because I'm running out, and she's just placed an order from somewhere, I forget. And she's ordered some more that I'm going to get from her when I see her for Mother's Day lunch. So, and this might go up before or after Mother's Day lunch, because Mother's Day lunch is not far away. So that will, you know, replenish me. I'm gonna have a look and see how many I have left. I don't think I have many. Yeah, I don't think I have many. I think I only have like 3 or 4 left, and I have a few like other random ones that I got as gifts, you know, from orders from Korean online sites. So these are not as good. I like the ones my mom got me, so I asked her to get me some more. All right, well, that was an extra 5 minutes of rambling of sort of somewhat related information. But anyway, yes, so just very, very quick recap. You can use any serum you want. Make sure you really saturate your face mask. Get the face mask to cover your face. Tone. So it's tone, toner, just to dampen your face. Serum, a very gentle active if you want to, you know, sort of push a bit more active into your skin. Do the mask. Be very generous with the serum when you put it on the mask. I don't know if you've watched, but I have a video complaining about the worst vitamin C serum I have ever used, which is the Garnier 10% night something one. And I hate it. It's terrible. And I still have half a bottle of it. So I've been using that because it's not very active, even though it says it's 10%. So I've been using that on, like, as a serum. But I don't do it very often because it's in the fridge. And I have to go out and get it out of the fridge, put it on, and then, like, put it back in the fridge. Because if I leave it out, it'll turn yellow and oxidize in a day or two. And which is also why it's absolute terrible. I was going to swear, but I try not to. It was absolutely terrible. So I'm trying to use that up that way. But, you know, even though it looks like I'm putting a lot of serum on, it really, in the scheme of things, isn't that much. And it does take a while to use up. So, yes. Right. Another 2 more minutes of rambling. So I really should go. I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.